All right. Sorry, guys, I'm getting a little bit of a late start here. I have had some audio issues this morning and didn't think that it was worthwhile to spend a bunch of time trying to get this going if you couldn't hear what I was saying. So, sorry about that. In any event, I'm excited to get going here with you guys. I'm picking up where we left off yesterday. We are building an application to help teams be more productive in meetings. We want to bring the agent into the meeting so those uh, live chat, live audio assistance. But before we get started, I want to just tune your attention to studio.willmelton.com. This is my new studio where I will be hosting all of these live sessions. You can watch me here on the site. You can also take a look at everything that we're building. We haven't yet added our latest build into this, but we're going to be working on that today. And other things to know here, we do have a referral program. So some of these apps are for sale. Some of these apps are needing investment. And we'll give you all the details. You can pop over here to studio.willmelton.com to learn more about that. We'll have the full terms up there today. But just so you know, my challenge here, we are working to build 52 apps in 2026. That's a challenge that I've created for myself here. And hopefully we can meet that. We're ahead of schedule as of now, so we're excited to rock and roll with you today. I'm just going to take a look at a couple of different changes here. I want to update my video source. Bear with me one second. So I will welcome you guys to leave some comments in the chat. I will be monitoring that here on the sidelines. I did not have the chat open yesterday, guys, so I apologize for that. I know a couple people had mentioned some things, and just wanted to let you know that I missed it. But we will get into the stream manager here in just a minute, and I'll make sure that you guys see. All right, now I can see the chat. All right, here we go. So in any event, check this out. You can see everything that we're building over here in the challenge, learn a little bit more about all of this. So if you were with us yesterday, we had just wrapped up building out our roadmap for this. So um, what we're going to do today is actually get into it, and I got to log in here, but we're going to actually build out this roadmap so that we have a functioning application. And some of the stuff I don't yet know how it's going to work, so we'll work on that here in a minute. I can tell that got to work on these navigation links here. Get this to be a little bit easier for me. I want to do this. I'm going to take a look at what's in the in progress, because this is what we told it to do, is to go ahead and assemble items in progress. So we're going to go ahead and get that going here. So let me talk to Lovable. What we want to do is go ahead and execute on the in progress roadmap items. I want you to code those things, and when they are done, please move them to in review so that we can test them and make sure that they're working the way that we expect them to be working. Please go ahead. So we're going to go ahead and let it proceed with those early 3 tasks, and those are important things. So obviously having those different user roles is a very critical foundation. The data model is critical for everything else to work, and the Stripe integration is also really important. So this is going to ask me for some Stripe keys here in a minute. I'm going to do that later, but just so you know, that's going to be something that we're going to have to do in a different application. If you don't have a Stripe account set up, you're going to need to do that. Let me go ahead and push this out, and we will let that ride. I'm going to go make myself a cup of coffee. I did not get a chance to do that while I was making my audio fixes here. So I'll stay with you on the audio so that you can continue to hear me while this is working out. And then we'll come back here in just a second. I was going to go get a donut if I could, but alas, the time just didn't sync up here today. So I'm grinding my coffee. Espresso machine. Probably have too many of these every day. Maybe there's no such thing as too many coffees. So I told you earlier there's some things I don't know how they're going to work out. All right, so one of those things is the voice mode. So I don't actually know how voice mode works in this context. I don't know if there is a voice mode built into Lovable Cloud, so we might have to do some finagling there to make it work. But scroll down here just so you can see we're kind of in the middle of this. Of course, I told you it's asking for the stripe keys. Let me go ahead and tell it. We're going to skip the stripe keys for now. Let's go ahead and wrap up these tasks. How's it going, Dickie2306? Thanks for hanging out with me today. We're learning how to vibe code together. I hope that I can teach some folks some cool stuff. If you did not catch yesterday's live stream, I have set it up so that I do these on Saturdays and Sundays right now, and we might add some more days in here, trying to get some schedule going so that folks know what is going on. But yeah, we're going to try to keep rolling with this and give you guys some insights. But if you missed it, hop over to YouTube. My YouTube account is, we'll tell you here in a minute. You can find me on Will Melton. But I did bring that episode into the world here, and you can see it on. I need to keep in mind YouTube now that I think about it. I actually looped in our live sessions here. So, but the one thing I did do is I. All right, we'll get going. Added the build plan for the product roadmap into the link in YouTube. I'll make sure that that's here in the notes as well, because it's going to be important for you guys to have access to. You'll be able to just copy and paste that right into Lovable so that you can have your own map. All right, let's go ahead and work on the next sprint. If we have enough information about the current sprint that we're, the next sprint, we can go ahead and move those to in progress and begin working on them. And when complete, we can move them to in review. I want to make sure that we're building as effectively and efficiently as possible, so make sure that we put those build tasks in the proper order. If there's anything that we need additional information, please leave a comment from system on the task itself so that we know what we need to provide you with. So yesterday, I think I told you I was going to answer some questions. I'll do that here in just a minute, but let me grab my coffee so that we can keep rolling. I do need that to stay awake. I'm just kidding, guys. Just like it. It's just good stuff. So if you're tuning in for the very first time and you are from Richmond, hope you check out AI Ready RVA. We've got this really great community with thousands of people served now, over 5,000 different people served. I think our followers are up over 6,000 on LinkedIn. That seems to be the place where we are getting the most traction. And it's a place where you can come and meet other people who are building with AI, learning with AI, trying to take steps to be able to improve their lives and, upskill for the future of work. We know it's changing. We know that some jobs are being lost, unfortunately. But we can imagine that if we free up some time from administrative tasks and moving things around, we can be a bit more creative and have more fun that way. So I encourage you to be thinking about what you're building. And I hope you'll take up the product roadmap model, because that's going to really impact your speed to build. In just a minute, we will go ahead and have it ask us some questions about some of the tasks that we have. I did have it add notes in here where we have any questions. I don't see any notes in there yet, so maybe we need to have it analyze those things as a first pass and find out what we need to know. So I'll ask it to do that first. Which tasks are in the product roadmap that you don't have enough information about that we need to add some more details to? Please go ahead and add a comment to those tasks so that we can be sure that we're coming back to them and answering those questions appropriately. So I'll wait for this to populate there so that we can let that be the next thing that we do. I could just tell it to ask me questions, but I like to have the trail of notes there so that we can kind of see what was negotiated. If we're dealing with multiple people on a team, we want to make sure that we have the ability to talk with them and negotiate with them about features and all the different things that matter for the different stakeholders. For now, I'm the only player, so I'm using AI as my partner in this, and it's serving as a great collaborator. So if you're curious about anything that we're working on here today, let me know what you want to know. What can I teach you? What did you miss from last time that I can recap? What was something that I went by too fast on that I can do again? All right, so we are almost to the point of being able to let this guy ride. I told you about the audio capture and voice mode. Let's see if it does have it in the work plan, so ideally it's gonna work out. So let's see what we've got. Okay. While I wait for that to wrap up, I was going to do a little bit more work on an app that somebody on my team saw the other day, and they were like, "Hey, what was that?" So I was enjoying a glass of wine at one of my favorite wine bars here in Richmond, and somebody said, "You know what we should do? Start a pimento cheese bracket." So we've got this thing sitting up here. I'm going to put this inside of the application studio here, but working on finding a couple of partners to be able to make this guy come to life. But pimento cheese, popular in the South. If you're from down here, you know. Duke's is not an official sponsor of this. Hopefully they will become one. But this whole thing is set up to essentially accept entries for who should be on the bracket itself. And then when we kick the bracket off, we will have the ability to let people come in here and vote. This was something that was built literally within a single glass of wine, so there's no back end or any kind of data storage or anything like that going on here, but just some of the fun stuff that you can build. Working on right now a trade show game for one of my clients. I can't talk about that too much because it's not out yet. But if you have imagination, you can build just about anything. And would recommend that you brainstorm with ChatGPT or maybe some other AI friends to think about what it is that you might want to build. So it looks like it's building some pretty advanced features here, which is kind of cool. I'm going to go ahead and let it try to fix this build error. You'll see that from time to time. I should be able to see what the code problem is there. Looks like there's just some gaps there in the code, no big deal. We'll let it figure that out. You might have noticed that I switched over to dark mode in Lovable, and you may notice that yeah, my site's dark mode here. I was actually looking at my website in the middle of the night. It was dark in the room, and all of these cards were shining brightly. These ones are easier to read. So I've decided that I'm going to go ahead and add dark mode to all of the applications that I'm building so that we can effectively make it easy on the eyes when you're looking at this dark mode website. The contrast between these can be a little bit jarring. All right, let's see where we're at with this. Okay, we think we're good there. I'm gonna go ahead and ask this to go ahead and do that last thing that we were prompting it for there. While we're at it, just pop you into my dashboard here. I have something new that we are working on. So we're going to be opening up a studio on 316 West Broad Street. I think I have that right. Might be 314. Now that I think about it, I'll fix that for too long here. In any event, we're gonna have two studios. These are AI mock-ups. These aren't real, but we're gonna make it nice in there. We're gonna make it a lot of fun to hang out in these studios and create content. Going to make high quality equipment in there so that you can capture your best content. And we will offer do-it-yourself options as well as options to have our studio crew come in and help you with audio. Or if you want to capture video, we can help you with that as well. So this site will be online here pretty soon. westbroadstudios.com is the URL. We haven't actually looped that up yet, but in any event, you can take a look at pricing here. We'll have all this stuff. I suspect that we'll have this ready to go probably by March. We're going to have to do a little bit of work in the studio to get them ready, but we're going to be in there on February 1, so we'll be pretty quickly around. Getting at least the first studio set up so that you can come in and hang out with us. So yeah, I built this morning. Not a huge app build, but you can book a studio already on this. We have time slots in here for you to reserve. Can't book in the past. So we have different setups that we're going to have in here as well. And so you'll see me in this studio here pretty soon. So you'll be able to see what we've got going on there. But for now, let's keep this rolling here. Go ahead and ask me questions that I can answer so that we can update the tasks and move them into in progress. I have found that I really appreciate AI doing more of the work for me. So asking it to help me do something is a big option for not sifting through this, that, and the other thing and moving information around or trying to transition my attention between things. I find that I can already be pretty ADD, and if things don't move pretty quickly, you've already noticed I'll move around to different applications so that I can keep things moving in different places. So, but what I like about this is when you ask Lovable to ask you questions, it gives you multiple choice, and so that's something that's kind of fun. All right, what mobile strategy should we implement for the meeting experience? Okay, so the thing for right now, we're going to stick with the responsive web option for mobile. 3 integrations we want to start with. I'll start with Asana, Notion, and Slack. Time limits, trial for new organizations. So generally speaking, from a marketing perspective, you definitely want to give people an ample amount of ability to use it. The more people use something, the more likely they are to use it more often. So I'm inclined to not give too many days, but I do like the idea of letting people use it to the point to where they become, becomes a work partner, something that they can use long term. So we'll let that be unlimited. So the native AI diarization, that's what I was thinking about earlier, the diarization. We will let this detect the voices of speakers naturally. For now, easiest is best, but knowing that we have options here is good. So lately, Lovable is giving bonus credits for every 25 messages you send to it. So I've gotten 3 of these recently. Actually, I'll give these 5 credits to AI Ready RVA today. All right. let's go ahead and reconnect, connect the resends. Terrible at multitasking, so let's start talking, and then there you have it. I stop talking. All right, so I'm gonna go get a key really quickly here. Look at my other screen. All right, create API key. This is gonna be called. So I still haven't given this thing a name yet, so we're gonna stick with Lavalier as the code name for this, and go ahead and come in here, drop in API key. So the way that this is going to work, in case you missed it yesterday, is we're going to have um, these meetings where we can start the application and we can effectively create a meeting transcript and live session. Some of these things aren't working yet because we're just still working on the build up for it, but essentially what it's going to do is it's going to listen to the meeting, it's going to transcribe the meeting, and it's going to listen for the opportunity to be a participant in the meeting. So we can ask it questions, we can have it research things, we can have it give us an opinion, we can do lots of different things with it. And right now we're just trying to get the basics wired up so that we can actually test this guy out. We're going to do that today. I got started about 5 minutes late, but we are going to be testing this within the hour. So if you stick around with me, you'll be able to see this in motion. Now, this is done here. I'm just rambling. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just say, let's go ahead and add a dark mode toggle for this application. So I will be working dark mode into all of my applications going forward, just to be able to offer that option to people. Somewhat as an accessibility option, somewhat as a preference. But one of the things that you'll see when you're building apps with Lovable, it will often be a recommended option. If you build a roadmap and tell it to populate it with some samples, or if it populates it with some samples, a lot of times one of the things it'll throw in there is to add dark mode. Don't know why that's a popular thing, but it's not a difficult thing to add, so we're adding it. This will look so much better on my portfolio as well. That admin button there's not working. But yeah, I kind of like this. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this. Let's go ahead and move the tasks to in progress that need to be worked on. Work on anything that's in progress. Add comments to anything that needs comments added to it. And anything that's complete, go ahead and move to in review so that we can test it out. So I am approaching this from a slightly risky approach because I'm not testing each of these different roadmap things that it's pursuing. But what I can tell you is that if I have general confidence in AI at this stage, where it is doing what I'm asking it to do, it has coherence around what I'm looking for in the descriptions it's spitting out, and it's largely moving forward unimpeded, I will allow it to move forward without a lot of intervention. I'll get to a point where I'm going to want to start testing things in the actual application, and that's where I'm going to start to be a little bit pickier about what is going on over here. But we only have 18 total roadmap items, which is a relatively small number. It might seem like a lot, but as you've seen here yesterday and today, we can move through this pretty quickly. So I want you to know that we're only spending an hour on this, and while we are spending some compute credits, it's largely not that much, and it's really not until we get into testing and start to refine things a lot more that we're going to use more credits. But what I have been told, and certainly I'm a bit more stubborn, so I haven't really done this too much, but if you get into one of these builds and it starts to give you a lot of trouble and you're not too far into it, sometimes it can be better to start over than trying to finagle with it and fight with it. When you get a little bit deeper into the build and you've got a lot in it, it can be a lot more difficult to start over if you've got a lot of time invested. So, having clarity of what you're trying to build before you start is always going to help. But one of the good news things about this is it is low cost and low time and low effort to get to a prototype. And so, even if you're not happy with what you build on the first pass, it's not like you're losing that much. It might seem like it based on all that you have built into these things, but in any event, it is lots of different ways that you can approach it. Hopefully, you use the roadmap option. As I mentioned, I did provide a repo link for that so that you can grab it. And let's see, I'm going to go back to the roadmap over here and just kind of scan through what's in there. I'm going to start with in review just to see what I've done. Tasks and decision systems. So that's the data architecture, organizations, data architecture, audio transcription integration. Meeting data model. Yeah, so a lot of the in review things are pretty far along. A lot of times these buttons that are in here don't necessarily work that well. So let's see what we've got in progress. We'll check all the links and make sure that things are wired up here in just a minute. AI meeting suggestions engine, summary generation. Yeah. So this is going to offer a lot of features that other applications are also offering, but we're going to add some flair to it that's going to make this extra valuable to people. All right, so we have been moving through the roadmap here. I was just taking a quick look at LinkedIn. I noticed that we are super excited to share out about our new website, and we have been having folks been using the feedback feature that's in that. So thank you all for your feedback on the AI Ready RVA website. We have some little bugs and bumps in there that we need to work through. We've had some different things. We've got some free events, we've got subscriptions, we've got ticketed events. There's a lot of different things that the card on that site needs to handle. So, all right. Let's go ahead and have it give us recommendations for testing. I might see if it creates a script here to do a test on its own, which might be a cool way to see how things are working. But I'm going to also give it some complaints here in a minute, because like I said, I know that some of my links aren't working, so I cannot get to the admin overview. It doesn't seem like that works. It might not be looped in. There's no user access, there's no analytics. Get to the roadmap, that's about it. All right. Okay, so we're going to go to the dashboard. I'm going to start a new meeting, hit start recording, and we're just going to talk to this guy for a little bit. I was expecting this to ask for access to my microphone, but I realized that I've already given the browser access to my microphone. I have an error log here, so let's go ahead and see what that says. We'll dismiss that so we get back to it. And it says it's recording. I'm going to go ahead and say, I actually don't know how to use this application, so that's interesting. I'm going to feed this up. 30 seconds or so. Let's go ahead and end the meeting and see what happens. Yeah, so no transcript yet. Looks like it didn't, maybe didn't even record. Okay, so let's refresh the screen to see if we get success with this. All right, so we're recording. It says it's listening. I'm not, don't have confidence yet so far because I don't see any transcript happening. It does seem like it's processing. I don't know how to prompt it. I don't know how to ask it for something. I don't know what to call it. um, but I have some things that I want to do. So what I want to do right here is make this pulsing on the microphone icon be sensitive to voice. So I want that to animate based on its detection of my voice so that I have more confidence that it's actually listening. And then I want to add a mute button here someplace so that we can stop it from listening without ending the meeting. So we'll do a few different things, but let me go ahead and just start talking. So I can tell that whenever I start recording a meeting, it says it's recording, it says it's listening, it says it's processing, but there's really no reactivity to it. I don't have confidence that it's working at all. I don't know what to call it, so I need some instructions on here to tell the users who are in this meeting how to refer to it to get it to respond. I haven't heard it say anything yet. I haven't seen it transcribe anything yet. And I also have this little pulsing microphone on the right-hand side. I would like to make it so that the pulse on that is sensitive to voice so that the users get a sense that their voice is actually being heard as an input. That's something that I know is possible because I can see that Lovable offers a similar feature in the voice transcription function in the chat. Okay. I'll just say after ending the meeting. Can't spell that right, but we'll let that play out. Okay. All right, so thanks for hanging out with me. Those of you who are hanging out, I'll make sure this full recording gets up onto YouTube and onto the website so that you can see that. I figure while I'm letting it figure that out, I'll just go ahead and pop over here to let's get this guy going here. I'm actually going to publish this website. Even though I'm not really quite there yet, I'll deal with the errors on the tail end. I tend to like to publish early. And once that, I have to, let's see, existing domain. So we will make sure that we fix up all the outstanding Stripe application, all those things. So I need to connect. I do like this connection to domain that we get the function from Lovable for its entry, I guess, does it. But that was fast. That configured everything. It's going to take a second to kind of check everything out here. It says it's checking the DNS settings now. We'll come back to that later. But I actually don't necessarily need to even hit the publish button yet. Let that custom domain ride out, and eventually we'll put it in there. But what I want to do is we'll just preview this on the outside. It's going to say not available yet. Let me preview it here. I'm just going to take a quick screenshot of this. No offense, Lovable, but I'm going to also turn off your badge. And And let's see. What I want to do here is just get a screenshot of this and close this actually, just so I can get the screenshot. I'm going to make some improvements to this site later, but for the time being, I'm good with this. I'll do some quick photo editing on that really fast so that we have good optimized image. I don't like to have images that are too big on these sites. Do set down a little bit more on the export here too. Shrinkage there. All right, so what I'm going to do, so go back into this, see where we're at. It says it's still thinking, so we'll let it work through that, but I'm going to pop back into, just copy the homepage text because I don't want to spend the time getting this added to the site. So I'm just going to add the image. I'm going to talk to it for a second. Please add West Broad Studios project to this site. We are going to be making this a live production website that's owned by Exponent 21. That is, let's see, westbroadstudios.com. Here are the details from the homepage so that you know what you're adding to the site. So you guys are getting to see a little bit of the behind the scenes on my own website build. So, you know, I could build out and come in here to the admin area and get all these, get all these things added in here manually, but I have found that it is just not time. It's just not a good use of time to do that. So, you know, refinements I think make sense. I've definitely been coming in here and doing things like, oh wait, I need to get AI Ready RVA added as an owner entity. So things like that. I don't actually have a place to add owner entities. It doesn't look like here. So I'll have to just prompt that here in a minute. Please add RVA as an make sure that we give that important credit. Let's do this guy. Didn't have to attach my image properly, which is not a big deal. Did get the URL in there, so that's good. Okay. I'll come and add some of the rest of that stuff later. I need to do this launched in, what is this, the third week? Yeah, third week in January. This is going to be production over at Business Internal. Visit site. I did not build a roadmap into this because this is a simpler website. And we're good there. Okay, so let's pop back into our, we're still going. So this is a pretty, you know, intensive build. So let's see what it says. So there's some missing IDs, some things not looping up here. All right. Lovable gives me all these recommendations so I can do this stepwise. I'm going to tell it to proceed with all steps, and I'm going to go warm my coffee up. I'll be right back. Hang tight. Okay, so let's see where we're at. Okay, so come in here and just refresh my site, see how things look. 10 apps built. So this is automatically counting my apps based on what's loaded into the system. We're going to go ahead and publish this guy because I've also added into it I've added a little place where you can watch my recordings down below. Alright, gotta keep rocking and rolling there. This takes a little bit. I have some security warnings here. Already, let's see. It detects RLS policies. Okay. There's a warning, so it's not necessarily an error, so definitely can activate some of these things. I don't know that we can turn on link password protection because that's something that's available in. Actually, let's go to the settings here. Yeah, that's a setting in Lovable, but or sorry, in Supabase, but since Lovable wrapped up their let's see. Yeah, it doesn't look like I can set that in here anymore. Okay, let's see what we have. We're still moving through these phases. Okay, so right here I can see where we've gone wrong. So I'm going to just paste this in here. I can see based on the instructions that Lavalier works silently in the background and won't speak out loud. I think that's okay for now, but how do we get it to actually speak out loud? All right, I do want to add speaker diarization, but let's just see if we can get it to speak out loud to us. Okay, so 11 Labs is going to be our pathway here. We'll add an 11 Labs TTS to get into my 11 Labs account. Get that API key. let's see what we have. We will have to, oh, there it is, developers. Okay, cool. API keys, let's create a key. This is going to be lavalier, text to speech, speech to text, speech to speech, speech to text. I don't even know what audio isolation is. So much to do here. All right, let's just let's just create that key and I've never done that before, so that's cool. I think one of the things that I like about building is that I'm always learning new things. I had built out Discover AIO, and I launched it at the beginning of the year, and I happened to be able to launch AI Ready RVA just a week or so later. Both of them use Stripe for the subscriptions. AI Ready RVA already had subscriptions set up in Stripe that I was able to migrate over. Discover AIO was brand new. And I discovered in the process of building it that it was setting up quote unquote subscriptions on the back end of Discover AIO, but it was not creating subscriptions at Stripe. It was just creating a one-time payment. So I was actually going to be missing revenue if that had not happened. Now, I had somebody who signed up who said that their transaction went through, but they did not get access. So there was a bug in the system. We were able to address it. And I thought that the transaction was not successful, but my bookkeeper asked, hey, who's this person and what's this money? And I said, oh, wait, okay, this happened a week ago. So I just didn't know the timeline of it all. And ultimately, I was able to discover that we didn't have the subscription set up properly, so it was going to lose money, essentially, for all the users who signed up. So you live and you learn, but I know a whole lot more about Stripe subscription setup now. And as with all of these new features that we integrate, there's so many things that we can do. And it's the sky's the limit. You know, there's not been anything I've tried to do that I have not been able to do. I'm going to talk to this again. Let's update the instructions, and also perhaps we can have a toggle somewhere in here that flips it between voice mode and text mode. I do want to have it be a participant in the meeting if we want it to be. And if the meeting participants only want to read what the responses are, then that's fine. Now, I do want to have a trigger word that we can set, perhaps at the organizational level setting someplace. But for now, we can just say lavalier as the trigger word. But we do want to have that fully functional, sort of active meeting participant that responds when requested. So we are running down to about 3 minutes left. What I'm going to do is let that rock and roll. I will start a new meeting, and then I'm going to go ahead and test this while it's doing that. We are recording now, and it says it's listening. I can see this kind of interesting animation happening here. I like the pulsing of the microphone. I do not like the little dots that are popping up on the bottom of it, so we'll get rid of that. But it seems to me that it's not listening very well, but, or I don't know where this is coming from. This is hilarious. When he was little, he always wanted to be an astronaut. Yeah, it's not doing what we wanted to do. My screen just flashed because of the development work that we're doing. So. All right, if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm going to run over here a little bit today because I was a little late getting started. But I do want to get to a place where we can actually test this out and have some functioning operation. All right, so let's, there's some different things here. Like, I don't know what this little chat box is doing for me. I guess it's toggling text and voice. That's cool. Okay, so let's start recording. So I want to make sure that this is working. So let's first see if it's showing a proper transcript. It seems like there's some kind of lag in the transcription. I should be able to see a more live, real-time. It's making stuff up a long time ago in a faraway land. Okay. Feedback on the meeting functionality. It is hallucinating transcriptions. It is not giving a real-time transcript. It's lagging and also just not processing what I'm saying. The active listening on the microphone icon is great, but there's also these little dots at the bottom that I want to get rid of.
It's 11 o'clock.
We don't need to have that on there, so let's eliminate it. And I haven't yet tested it, but hey, Lavalier, what are you doing? It's not, it's not listening, it's not responding, there's no voice response. I don't know if we've actually fully looped up with 11 Labs. It looks like it's just producing script from books or something like that. So, a lot of the UI is not looped up properly yet. Excuse me. We'll go ahead and have it do that. So a lot of the navigation in the UI is not looped up yet. Transcripts and tasks don't go anywhere. Most of the menu items in the hamburger menu don't go anywhere. I don't know that any of these pages were built out yet, but admin doesn't have an overview. Subscriptions is nothing. Users, analytics, settings. Roadmap's the only thing that works from the menu. Admin button doesn't do anything. So there's a lot of missing stuff here that we'll make sure we push through. All right, so I've got some kind of UI related fixes that we're going to apply here. And it's going to try to do some of those things. It's very possible that they're missing roadmap items that we haven't pursued yet, so we'll try to move through those things. I'm not confident that these fixes actually did anything, so I'll come back to that in a minute, but let me just push through this fix so that we have a little bit more hands-on sense of what it is that we have in place here, what we've built, what needs to be built yet still. And I mean, I can certainly look at the roadmap as a means to figure that out. But let's just see in review. We've got a number of items in progress. I think we probably still have nope, nothing in progress. Next sprint, what do we have? So we're working on the voice activated identification. And an AI memory system is coming up next. Planned, in planning, backlog. So this is kind of cool. On-premise deployment option is going to be good for security for certain folks, so that if they can't use it in the cloud, they still can deploy it. I'm not quite sure how we'll do that with the subscription, but I'm sure that there's some way. And then, yeah, so I think we'll continue on with the roadmap here. Let's see what happened. Doesn't look like the transcripts are saving properly because it said it had some actual preview there, but it's not loading any of the actual transcripts or anything. So there's still a bunch of missing parts here. Okay. Let's go ahead and process roadmap items. I want to move next sprint items into in review or in progress. If there's anything that's planned that we have clarity on that we can move to in progress, let's go ahead and do that as well. I can tell that there's some things that aren't quite working yet. Like, for instance, when I go to the dashboard and click on transcripts and click on a transcript, it shows me the old meeting, but it's just all blank. So there's no memory going on there. Want to power through as much of the roadmap as possible, so be pretty aggressive with the plan. Any items that you complete, move to in review so that we can test it out to make sure it's working as expected. All right, was going to go in here and just make sure that AI already RVA is the owner of this guy. Save. Like I said, I was going to publish this. Looks like I did already. So yeah, pop in over onto the site. You should see at the bottom. All of our episodes will sit at the bottom as well as on the sessions page. And I'll expand out these notes a little bit to make that. All right. To consume and the additional information from that. All right. Where are we at? It's updating the roadmap. It's going to fix the transcript viewing issue that I cited. Looks like it's updated the roadmap, so we'll go take a look at that while it's working. It has a pretty aggressive in progress plan going on here. Next sprint, there's nothing there. There's nothing in plan. So next up, we're going to answer some questions for the in planning items. So let me talk to Lovable really quickly. Next up, I want to answer the questions for the in planning items in the product roadmap so that we can get the details added to those items and move them to in progress. Go ahead and ask me questions. All right, we just hit the hour mark. I'm going to keep rocking and rolling here for a little bit longer because I think we're going to be able to test this in a minute. So we're going to have all of these items done now here in just a minute. Now, like I said, there's going to be some more things that we need to do. We need to check over all the security things, make sure that the policies are appropriate, make sure that the users by role don't have access to things they shouldn't, and so on. We'll need to make sure that we get the API keys for Stripe looped in there so that we can actually capture payment from people and set up those subscriptions. I'll be sure to make sure that I don't make the same mistake a third time, or second time rather, with those subscriptions with Stripe. But let's see, what else do we want to do? We're going to make sure that this works. Obviously, we want to have a fully functional system before we start taking payment from anybody. But we're, a couple of hours into this build, from maybe not idea, but from concept to build. And like I said, we're going to have to still just test this out to see if we have a successful functioning system. So let's just talk to it and see what it's doing at this stage. It should have fixed some of the things. Didn't fix my little bouncing dots, so it's still working through that. Yeah, still working on some edits there. Let's try to talk to it again. Hey, Lavalier, what are you doing? Yeah, we're not there yet. Are you listening? Are you listening? I think it refreshed because it's not listening. Looks like the UI is frozen. I have to refresh this dude. Oh yeah, this is great. This consent thing that we talked about before. It's a visual consent thing. We'll put a verbal consent thing in there, but you're listening to me now. I wanted to see if you can respond to me. Yeah, it looks like it's still not transcribing properly, and I still see the moving dots at the bottom of the lavalier microphone thing. So we didn't address everything, but let's see. I am in the meeting transcriber, and I can see that every time it processes audio, it spits out the same text, so it's still not working. And I can still see the dots underneath the active microphone that I told you to remove and you didn't remove. So I want to make sure that this gets done. Let's focus on these two things, figure out what's going on. I haven't heard any responses whenever I talk to Lavalier either, so the voice response functionality from 11 Labs is not functional. So one of the things that I'll do here is I will copy and paste what I've recently said, but then I make the mistake of copying something and pasting it in here and missing the script. So I'll have to say that again. Next up, I want to answer questions from any of the in-planning roadmap items that need additional information so that we can make sure we build a great application that we can move those things to in progress, but I don't want to work on them quite yet. All right, so back with you guys here. All right, so the question, my computer just completely died, so hopefully I have a recording of the session that we just did. We'll find out here in a minute. we'll go ahead and answer these questions. And because we have had a disruption here, I have left you guys hanging. I'm going to wrap this guy up here today, and we will pick back up next week. I'm probably going to do a little bit of work in the interim to get this thing into a happy place. But really quickly before I go, I'm going to just test one more time a new meeting and see if we have any functionality here. We confirm consent. Okay, so we are recording. It says it's hearing us. Is it actually going to transcribe anything? It's doing the exact same thing it was doing before, so it's not actually transcribing our audio. Hey, Lavalier, what are you doing? Lavalier is still not transcribing properly. We are getting the same responses back in the transcript, and there's no voice response as is expected when I ask Lavalier a question. So we are not fully functional. We need to do a deep dive on what is going on here. I need a full analysis of the code base, database, API to 11 labs. Everything needs to be inspected. Okay, so I'm turning on chat now because I wanted to slow down and take a deeper dive. I'll come back and answer these questions later, but we'll let that rock and roll and try to see what we can do to get this stuff working. But I'll probably record a quick video just to share on social media and maybe pop up a YouTube in the meantime, just showing you guys a demo of this thing working once I have it ready to go. But for the time being, this is pretty far along, I would say. I mean, maybe not too much further along than we had before, but looks like we have some more views to build out. These links are still not working, as I told you before. I suspect it's because the views just don't exist yet. But as you can see, there's some things in here that are a little bit more difficult that take some time to get working. We will work through those issues, and we'll figure out how much time it actually took us to get through this. I suspect that another hour of work will get us pretty far along, and I'll report back. Maybe we'll update my website to share what duration of time these things were built over, because some of these are much more extensive builds. Some of them are much simpler. This one's going to be a fairly simple build with this extensive functionality. But there you have it. I think for today, we are going to wrap this guy up, and we'll come back at you again in the future so that you can learn a little bit more. So thanks for hanging out with me today. I appreciate you guys. Let us know what you're building. Okay, guys, I'm back at it. I am going to finish this guy up at least a little bit further along here. So I want to just make more progress here, and I figure I might as well record it here and talk to you guys while I'm doing it instead of just doing it in recording. I'd figure I'd go live, so that's what we're doing. I would like to answer questions for any outstanding items so that we can get the rest of the different views wired up, and everything can be working as expected. Go ahead and ask me questions. All right, so for the speaker diarization, We're going to do the auto diarization there. Go ahead and do the 3 main apps that we talked about. Templates, which email templates are best for V1. We'll do the full suite of email notifications. I think I already answered these questions, but I'll answer them again. Let's see where the roadmap is at right now. Nothing in progress, nothing in next sprint, nothing in plans, everything's in planning. Please move anything that's ready to be developed to in planning and go ahead and execute on it. One thing I do notice is that we are missing a lot of the different views. I don't have access to subscriptions, to users, to analytics, or to settings. That might be in the plan, but if it's not, we need to make sure that those things get added to the roadmap. So let's do roadmap operations first, followed by actual execution of the roadmap items, moving anything that you complete into the in review status. All right. I have one viewer. If you're there with me, say something in the chat so I know who you are, because I don't know if it's me. Could be me. I'm on my website, and my website is viewing me, I believe. So if you're there, just give me a wave. Anything that's ready to be moved to in progress, go ahead and move it to in progress and begin coding those features. Once complete, move it to in review. It's not necessary that we move it to in progress first, but I do like to have these things in the place that they should be so that I know what's going on with it. What I'll do while we're waiting for that to rock, I'm gonna just see if I can't get some Stripe keys for us to put in here. All right, let's see. We're still working down there. All right, let me get some API keys. We're gonna get over into test mode for starters. So, haven't been talking to you too much here, but we are kind of moving through this build out of all the different things. I'll check on some of this stuff here in a minute, but I want to give it Stripe keys so that we can actually start to test out some of the payment functionality. Obviously, working on a bunch of stuff all at once. Let me see what it's doing over here. Does it have any ability to actually do a better job? It's hearing us. What's going on? Oh, wow. They have real transcription going on. That's exciting. My page just refreshed, and that seems to have disrupted the meeting recording. So we're going to have to figure out a way to solve for that in the future, because it seems like it stopped working altogether, and I can't even stop the recording from happening. So we'll need to take a couple of rounds at fixing the load state there. We'll just talk to that. It seems like the transcript is working now, but I had a refresh in the middle of the meeting on the screen, and it seems like that prevented the persistence of the recording from happening. I also cannot stop the recording now that it is started, now that we're in this kind of refreshed screen state. So on the business side of things, we'll talk a little bit about, hey there, how's it going? I am making a application that's going to record meetings, and what it's going to do for us is something that other meeting assistants don't currently do, which is listen, transcribe, and participate when called upon. So it's going to do a good job at identifying what tasks come out of the meeting and what decisions were made. We still are building right now, so we've got to wade through some of these things, but what it's going to also do is you can talk to it. You can say, hey, Lavalier, and this is just a code name now. We'll replace the name on this soon, and it will speak back to you and actually answer the question. It's going to have memory across meetings. It's going to be hopefully a pretty cool system that people can use. What I'm going to be working on as we finalize the actual core functionality is a marketplace where people can tie in with different applications, so that they can actually move their tasks into their task management system. We're going to have Slack integration. We're going to integrate with Asana and then Notion as well to start us off with, and then we'll continue to build out that library. But in building a business, not just an application, we need to find out what is going to be the edge for this. This is not a typical meeting assistant. It's going to be elevated, and hopefully it will be a competitive product. I haven't done the research. Has anybody else built this yet? I don't know, but I have been thinking about this for a number of months, and I'm excited to be getting to a happy place on it. And we're also, thank you, appreciate that. I think that we're about 2.5 hours in on the build. So it's kind of exciting to be able to go from idea to functioning application in such a short amount of time. And yeah, hopefully we'll be able to actually put this into the marketplace here this quarter, just because we're able to make so much progress so fast thanks to AI. Of course, we'll have to check all of our security settings and make sure that we're in good state there. But we'll also have to do some other things too. I know that Supabase without custom domains is blocked by some corporations, so we need to make sure that we're as available as possible, especially for an enterprise-grade application like this. I'm going to go ahead and add these two things that it's recommending, and you'll notice that I'm copying or cutting it'll wipe it if you click on one of these things. I'll show you. See that? So we don't want it to do that, but I'm going to let it go ahead and process those couple of things. I'm going to click around here because more recently I wasn't seeing what my options were. So yeah, we still don't have admin overview. We still do not have subscriptions, users, analytics, or settings. So we're going to have to work on those things, but Thank you. On the extensibility, one of the things that I think that people can do a good job of when they're building software to keep it competitive is to think about how to invite other people into the application. How can people make it as useful as possible? Can they build their own extensions on top of this foundation? What are the ways that you're opening things up? So one of the things that we'll end up doing is creating an API for this application that allows people to generate keys so that they can tie in with it, and we'll provide that API documentation so that they can create their own extensions. That's one of the things that we're seeing today is anybody can build an application and they can read the API documentation. They can build a connector to it. So we're going to create our own API to allow for that, because we're not going to necessarily be able to build all those connectors in the amount of time that will be needed for people to make it work. So thank you for the comments. I really appreciate your participation today. Having fun building this out. And we're going to build some new stuff coming up. I had one earlier today that I was thinking about building. I was talking earlier in the recording about a game that I'm building for a client, trade show game. I can't reveal what that is yet, so we'll talk about that once we go live with it, late February, early March. But games, that's another one. I'm going to try to think about a game that I can build that might be more on the entertainment side and less on the productivity side, just to, again, challenge myself. And yeah, sentiment analysis, audio and video versions are totally different. Yes. But yeah, so you're tuning in for the first time. I'm challenging myself to build an app a week this year. 52 total apps is the goal, and I also have I'm ahead of schedule by 2 apps. Lovable is a TypeScript React building tool. It has its own cloud, so you can set up your database, you can loop in with AI, it holds your storage and edge functions. So basically what you're programming is the UI, which is going to be found in your code. You're programming the edge functions that are going to be responsible for the rules of how everything works, and then the AI is tapping into Gemini 2.5 to be able to do some rules-based processing. So edge functions and AI can work together. So we're not actually doing any handwriting code, but you can see it in here. You can edit it if you want to. But what we're doing is basically just verbalizing what it is that we want so that we can get it to build the code that we need. And the other thing that's nice about Lovable is it gives you this great preview screen so that you can see everything. And until you hit this publish button up here, none of this stuff is actually visible online, and you can kind of work in iterative steps so that we can publish a version, then continue to update it and make sure it's stable before we publish again. And so that makes for a really great time. One thing I'll tune you to is check out yesterday's recording, because in this I actually highlight a work plan to build out a roadmap, which is something that if you just tuned in, you might not have seen yet. But product roadmaps are a really great way for anyone building, especially with a team. But there's a lot of features that need to get built into these things, and I can actually interact with the product roadmap directly through Lovable. So it knows all these things. I can copy this to the clipboard and paste it in here and talk about it with Lovable, or I could, what we were doing earlier is saying, hey, let's go ahead and work on all the in-progress roadmap items that are in the queue. And right now we don't have any because we've been moving through a lot of sprints. We have a bunch in review. And it's just a really good way to kind of organize work in different sprints so that you can, know what you're doing. You can test things out. You can kind of tee things up, and you can work in teams so that you're successful. It ties in with just about anything out there, so I don't need to necessarily read the documentation for Stripe to be able to know how to API into it. And as far as my goal of the MVP or prototype per week, yeah, thank you. I built a lot last year, and it's not even all in there inside of the my studio. Just 10 things are in here now, but I have many more things. I've got a bunch of small apps that I built for Exponent 21 last year. Some of them were in use, some of them were sort of V1s, and we moved on to V2s. but you can learn more about all the different projects that I built in here. And just a quick thing. I mean, you could do a lot in a short amount of time. We're opening up a studio here on the 1st of February, or we're going to have access to it, so we're going to open it up. But I built this morning in probably about 30 minutes. So, it doesn't take long if you have clarity of what you're trying to build. Yeah, I'm very ADD, so juggling multiple balls is kind of my MO. It's something that I'm used to doing. And you'll notice I pop back and forth between different builds because this thing will take a little while to do the different things that I want it to do. And I can do some of these things that it's recommending I think are helpful, but we still have not finished everything else that's in my roadmap. So sometimes these can be little shiny objects that it throws your way that, it will be helpful and it will be something we'll want to do eventually, but how much time do I want to spend on that right now? It's going to be much faster for me to put a bunch of little things into the roadmap and then process a bunch of things all at one time so that I'm not having to do it, iteratively like this. So while this is working, I'll show you how I talk to Lovable to get a little bit more juice out of it. So I see that we have a number of items in backlog, planning, and there's one item in plan. I do want to give answers to any questions that you have that provide the necessary information to make these things happen so that we can append notes and comments to these and move them into production. I want to order them as efficiently as possible, and please go ahead and move them to in progress before you execute on those tasks. And then when you finish with anything, go ahead and move it to in review so that we can check it out with our own eyes, make sure that everything works as planned. I do have Stripe keys ready to provide to you, so please ask me for those. I want to go ahead and put in test mode and live mode with a toggle, switching between those two modes in the settings. So as having built many of these apps, I can kind of in my mind know a lot of the different things that I want it to do and need it to do, and kind of throw at it many things in one verbalization. What I'm doing now, though, is kind of more roadmap management than I am execution on the roadmap, but I did give it permission to do it if it saw anything that it could execute on. And that, just being able to verbalize things like that is going to be a lot of the pace of progress that you can achieve. All right, I'm going to be silent for just 1 second so that I can find my Stripe keys over here. Thanks. Appreciate your comments. It's nice to do this live and have somebody watching me. It's kind of fun. All right, Stripe, give me what I want. Of course, I have test mode open right now, so I'm trying to get my keys for live because it's asking me out of order. Yeah, so perfectionism, as somebody who can now create so remarkably I have found that it's better to publish unfinished things than it is to wait until you're done, because you may find that somebody's really interested in it and it motivates you to keep going, or maybe nobody ever expresses any interest and you can work on other things that you find to be more important. But let's see, this is going to be okay. I'm going to tell this that I need it to ask for more information. I need to know what resource types I need to permit for the restricted API key, and I also need you to ask me for the test keys, the production, test, live, and secret for all those things at one time so that I can just paste them all in there once I know the instructions. So if you're still hanging out with me, I don't know everything. I don't want you to think that I do. So I'm asking for help, and I think that's thing that I didn't always do well, but obviously it's easy to ask AI for help. Okay. So I just have another screen open here where I'm doing all these things. Customers, checkout. Checkout sessions. Customer. Products. Prices. Subscriptions. Invoices. Payment intents. And webhook endpoints. Okay. Oh, I did some of this wrong. Invoices, it needs to read. Subscriptions, it needs to read. I'm actually going to let it write that because I think it actually needs to write it. Okay. I've got that configured, so let me go ahead and save that guy on this other screen. Create the key. Sorry, yes, I'll just speak up a little bit. I think I speak quietly whenever I'm in this state. Build with the garage door opener. So I'm not thinking about streaming here too. Build with the garage door open. Oh, hands-on. Okay, gotcha. I'm doing the same thing. I have these little quirky endeavors that I get into, and I build stuff with my hands, and it's fun. All right, so this is my live restricted key. Paste that on another little window. See my crazy world over here. Other applications. All right. Okay, so we're going to create a secret key for Lavalier. We'll rename it later, but for now, this is fine. So I'm going to come back over here and straight live secret key. To get my publishable key, and then we will do the same thing with test keys. All right, thank you. And not a worry, I'm doing this for you guys, so if you can hear me, might as well have not even recorded it. So I appreciate the feedback very much. I'm going to use that and keep moving. All right, so let's see. What I'm hoping for is to be able to see the settings here, but I still don't have. I'm gonna have to tell it the app sidebar links are still not linking into the different views on the admin side. I don't know if they've been built out yet, but we need to get that going. I can tell you that I have really much enjoyed looking at videos of people making stuff with their hands. I watch that stuff all day long on Instagram. Not all day, but in my downtime, I enjoy it. All right, let's go and see how things are rocking over here. All right. We're going to get to a stopping point here pretty soon because I'm now clocking about an hour and a half today, a little bit longer than that. And while I like building with you guys, I haven't had breakfast yet, and it's 12 o'clock, so I want to eat something in short order.
It's 12 o'clock.
As you can hear, it's 12 o'clock. But this stuff is addicting too. So you keep going with it, and it's like, well, what am I going to build today? What am I going to build tomorrow? Yeah, it looks like it's got a lot going on here. So let me take a look at the roadmap and see if it's moved anything. Backlog, we still have some backlog. Those things are going to stay in backlog. Those are difficult. We do need a trial management system, but it took Stripe first. It's asking me for the keys again, which is fine. I don't mind providing that. Except, should have copied all this stuff before, but oh well. Thank you. Have a good one. Take care. All right. So it's updating my roadmap items, and let me see if I have anything in progress. Yeah, I've got to fix the app sidebar so we can actually make this thing work. And I'm going to put this online a little bit later today. I'll put it in my studio so that you guys can play around with it and start your trial. Assuming everything works the way that it should, we'll give you an opportunity to play with it some there. But thanks for hanging out with me today. Had a lot of fun building this with you, and we're going to keep doing more of this sort of thing into the future. Check out my schedule on Twitch. Follow me, WILLL, that's 3 L's, Melton, MELTON. Or visit studio.willmelton.com to follow along my journey to build 52 applications in 2026. You can also subscribe here and become a referral partner where we will pay you to introduce us to buyers to these applications or investors to these applications. Not all of them are for sale or open for investment, but some are. And I'm interested in connecting with people that are interested in being a part of this exciting journey. Catch you guys next time. Have a great weekend.